Hey guys, Chapter 3, Section 3 in our textbook video here for you. And big essential question is, how can I use algebra tiles to solve equations? So if you're in my class, then you've been practicing using the algebra tiles. This is not the first time you've heard of them. But now we're going to use them to start solving. We actually want to solve for x. And one of the tools we use with the tiles is we use what's called an equation map, which is like a big piece of paper where we put a big equal sign down the middle. But we draw the equal sign sideways. It's turned around, but it's still the idea of the equal sign. And what we're going to do is we're going to build some equations on this equation map. So let's try a problem. Let's do an example. Let's build the equation 2x plus 3 equals 8 plus x. Now we got an equal sign, so this is not an expression, it's an actual equation, and we can actually find an answer for x. We're not just simplifying anymore, which is awesome. And what we're going to do is we're going to draw that picture in our notes of that equation map. So go ahead and draw this picture in your notes. And we're going to put on the map all of the different pieces. Now I kind of flew through that really fast, so I'm going to do that again. Think about all the different pieces. We got 2x plus 3. We have 8 plus x. So again, watch, I'm going to shake the tiles so you can see them. So 2x plus 3. And then on the other side of the equation map, on the other side of the equal sign, 8 plus x. And now we get to go through how do we solve. So we're going to talk about what's called legal moves. There are 3 moves that you're allowed to do on this map that are considered legal. The first legal move is called the flip. You can flip algebra tiles. Now, you have to kind of think about which you're going to flip, but I'm going to flip these 3 that I've circled. I'm going to move them to the other side of the equal sign. I'm going to slide them over. But to do that, I have to flip them over. So when they flip, they're going to flip to negatives. And they're going to look like that empty white. Remember, that's how we draw them? So I'm going to flip them over and make 3 negative tiles on the other side. And that gets rid of them. They're now on the other side. Awesome. Next legal move, I'm going to zero. I'm going to look for things that make 0. Now remember what makes 0. A positive and a negative make 0. So where do I see positive and negative 0 pairs? Well, I see a few of them. All of these that I've circled are 0 pairs. I see 3 positives and I see 3 negatives. You bring those together, you've got 0. So I'm going to take all my 0 pairs away. I'm going to erase them off my mat. You can scratch them out on your paper. Now the mat's getting a little bit cleaner. Next legal move, you ready? The next legal move is called balance. If I want to take something off the mat, I can do it if I do it equally on both sides. I'm going to balance the equation mat off by taking off something that matches. I'm going to take an x from both sides. They're the exact same thing, a positive x and a positive x, so we're going to take them both off at the same time. When those disappear, look what's left on the mat. An x, and how many units? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. We just found our answer. X is equal to 5. And there is our solution. All right, guys, so let's try another one. Build and simplify this equation. X minus 2 equals 2x minus 5. X minus 2 equals 2x minus 5. So we're going to draw the mat. Then we're going to draw an x and a minus 2 and a 2x and a minus 5 with the equal sign down the middle. So here's what that's going to look like. So watch, I'm going to shake the tiles so you can see them. So here's the x. Here's the minus 2. I had to make them white so they're negative. Here's the 2x. And here's the minus 5. And they're split down the middle by the equal sign. Let's go through our legal moves. First legal move, let's flip things. I'm going to flip the little units. I'd like them together. So I'm going to take those 2 little units and move them to the other side. Draw a little arrow and flip them over. They're going to flip into 2 dark positive tiles. Then I'm going to zero things out. Time to find some 0 pairs. So where do you see a positive and a negative? And I see a couple. I see some units that I can circle. There's 2 negatives and there's 2 positives. That's going to make a 0. So let's take those off the mat. We can erase them. Now I'm going to balance. Do we have anything matching on the left and the right that we could take off? And the answer is yes. We have an x and an x that match up. So I'm going to take one off the left and one off the right. Now if I take those away, I'm almost done. But I don't have my answer yet. everything's on the right and there's nothing on the left. We've emptied it out. So I gotta fix this. I'm gonna take those 3 units and flip them again. Those 3 can flip to the other side. They'll be positives when they flip. Now I got my answer. I had to do an extra legal move, and that's okay. I've got an answer that says 3 on the left and x on the right. 3 is equal to x. And we found our solution. You can do as many legal moves as you want. You could flip 0 and balance over again and again and again. Depends on the size of the equation, but you might have to. Legal moves are allowed, so you can do as many as you possibly want to do to help you get down to that final answer. What you're trying to do is you're trying to clean the mat off so that all you have is the variable x, and then on the other side, all you have is an answer, some units, hopefully. Okay, why don't you try? I'm going to give you a problem. So here's what I want you to build and draw and see if you can simplify. 4y minus 1 equals 3y plus 2. Hit the pause button on your device and see if you can draw and come up with an answer for y. Good luck. Alright, you ready to check your answer? Have you unpaused the video? I hope so. You hopefully drew your equation map. This time we have y instead of x's, but that's okay. We're just going to draw y tiles. We have 4 y's, that's a lot of y's, and a negative 1. And we have 3 y's, and we have a plus 2. So this is what your mat should look like with the equal sign kind of dividing it down the middle. Then what we're going to do is go through the legal moves. So starting with flip, I'm going to flip the little unit over first. That's going to make another positive over there. Second legal move is to 0. Did you find any 0 pairs? Look at this problem. I don't see any negatives anymore. They're all positive. So I'm going to cross out 0 pair and say that's not really a solution. I can't do any 0 pairs. So skip that step. Let's go to balance. What's something that's matching on the left and right? I actually see a lot of things matching. I see 3 y's and 3 y's. I could take all of those off at the same time to balance the mat out. So I'm going to take 3y off the left and I'm going to take 3y off the right, and look what's left. We got our answer. We got a y and we got 3 little units. So the answer is y equals 3. And we're done. I hope that's what you got. If not, go back and look. You might have got stuck on that 0 pair step because there were no 0 pairs. And that's okay. You don't have to do all the legal moves. Sometimes you skip them. Let's try another one. Let's build this. Let's try to do a little bit of a harder problem. The problem is 2x minus 1 plus x equals 4 plus 2x. Okay, we're going to put this on a mat. 2x minus 1 plus x equals 4 plus 2x. So here's what that's going to look like. 2x minus 1 plus x equals 4 plus 2x. So I'm going to shake those tiles again. So here's the 2x, here's the minus 1, here's the plus x, here's the 4, and here's the 2x. Time for legal moves. First legal move, we're going to flip whatever we want to flip. I'm going to flip the little unit just to get all the little units together in one big pile. Second legal move, I'm going to 0 pair. Do you see any 0 pairs? Any positive and negatives that match up to 0? I don't see any. So this is again an example of cross it out. We're skipping the 0 pair step. It's just not something we're going to use. How about balance? What balances out? What is matching on the left and the right that we can take off the mat? I see 2 x's and I see 2 x's that match on the left and right. So let's pull those off. And I think we got our solution. Looks like x is equal to 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. X equals 5 is our answer. All right, awesome. All right, guys, so we're going to wrap up this video, but here's the big takeaway. There are 3 important legal moves. You can flip, you can 0, and you can balance. And you can do them as many times as you like, or sometimes you skip them. Like in a couple of those problems, we couldn't do 0 pairs because there weren't any, and that's fine too. And we are, of course, going to work more on this in class, but I hope you guys were able to follow along with me, and I will see you in the next video.